Welcome to Inside City Hall. I'm your host, Mayor Daryl Seymore, and our guest today is Carrie Papard, the Recreation Coordinator for the Recreation Department, and Vice Mayor John Leach. Welcome. Carrie,
Good morning, Mayor.
Good to have you with us.
Morning.
Vice Mayor, how are you?
Good.
Great. Well, we have a great event coming up here on May 7th. It's our barbecue throwdown and the celebration of our 63rd year of incorporation for the city of Show Low. So share with us a little bit here, Vice Mayor, if you could, how we got the barbecue throwdown involved with our celebration of our birthday.
Well, you know, a few years back, probably about 5 years ago, I started competing on the professional barbecue circuit, and my whole dream was to someday have one in Show Low. So about 4 years ago, I met with the city manager, and we decided that maybe we should bring one up here, and we combined it with our anniversary, and it was very successful, very successful. So we just kind of went from there. It's been so successful that I haven't competed in a few years, but I still enjoy barbecue. So
well, it was neat because the 60th year we wanted to have a celebration because it was kind of, you know, a decade there. But then we kind of helped kick off with the barbecue, and then because that was been so successful, we've turned this into an annual event.
right.
And it's amazing, the people that are there, they come up, they just think it's fantastic. I mean, we've been blessed with great weather 3 years in a row on that date, one of the greatest no-wind days that we have in Show Low. So we can put that on our calendar, then it's going to be a great day
Well, God
weather-wise
loves
too, right?
barbecuers, so that's a good thing. So.
That must be it.
That's good. Carrie, just kind of share about how many barbecuers we have this year and kind of how that event works over there.
Absolutely. We typically get about 35 to 40 professional barbecue teams. We get guys coming in from Texas and California. We have Iowa Smoky D's that was last year's champ and are back this year. So they'll be looking to carry forward their championship. But we get them from all over, and it's a great opportunity to come out and sample some of their delicious barbecue that they offer. So we do People's Choice every year. We start selling tickets at 2 o'clock, and people get, for $2, you get a 2-ounce portion. And generally, I don't want to throw anybody out there, but they're very generous with their
Right.
2-ounce portion. I've seen people walking around with 3 little ribs in a cup, and so people love it. They get a chance to taste that professional barbecue, and then of course, Junior's out there with the whole Cowboy Way set up, vending that professional barbecue throughout the entire event. So he had a huge line last year, and I'm sure everybody will be back for more. But we have 29 teams as of this morning registered, and so I'm sure we'll hit that 35 mark, no doubt.
That's great. So really, the barbecue, you can get barbecue that's there, be provided that you purchase from like noon, 11 o'clock until 1 or 2. And then at 2 o'clock is when the judged barbecue that you can buy your little cups and go around starts at about 2, correct?
That's correct,
Okay.
yes. So we'll have barbecue available from 11 to 5. And the main part of our event will be going from 11 to 5. We'll have great live music out there. We'll have Strange Brew hitting the stage, Thunder Horse, and Fool's Hollow Band. And what the city does as our thank you, the way we celebrate our anniversary is that very first year we gave the crowd barbecue plates. In the last couple of years, what we've done is we've made it a free kid zone. So we'll have a mechanical bull. We're going to have bounce houses, a giant pony bounce. We all keep it Western themed to keep that barbecue. But all those unlimited rides all day long from 11 to 5. So bring the kids out. That's free, courtesy of the city of Show Low.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Junior, share with us, Vice Mayor, a little bit here. You know, I don't go around as many barbecues, obviously, as you've been to, but, you know, we don't want to be prejudiced towards Show Low, but how is this event, you know, compared to some of the other events that you've gone to or been involved with?
Well, I don't want to be the same way either, but most of the teams that I've talked to that I've been around, this is probably, if not the best comp in Arizona. It's on grass. Most of the ones that I've ever gone to when I was competing was on asphalt. Our venue is awesome. The people, the staff, I mean, people love coming up here because of that. They're treated like gold. Not that we're treated any better at a different contest, but when you're in the middle of a parking lot on asphalt, it's a lot different when you can take your shoes off at the park. The kids get to run around. It's just, people talk about this contest from the day it's over till it starts back up again. It's just, it's one of the best things. There's another thing that I've had a lot of phone calls about just from our local people about our schedule for the barbecue contest, not just the Saturday event, but about if they can come out there. A lot of people would like to talk to some of the pit masters, and I just want to tell everybody that Friday, when we're setting up, we start loading teams in on Thursday and Friday, but people can definitely come out Friday. It's a free event. I mean, they can come out and talk to some of these pit masters, look at some of the pits. That's the best day to do that, because come Saturday, they don't want to talk to anybody. But come out Friday, enjoy the day. It's going to be beautiful weather, and you can definitely walk up and talk to some of these pit masters. They love telling you how they cook their meat and how everything goes, but you still got to do it on your own. So you could definitely come out. You know, Friday is a great day to come out and meet some of the, and Carrie's right. We have teams from all over the country. New Mexico, we just got another one signed up just the other day from New Mexico. So they're all over the country. They're just not Arizona. So.
Right. So tell us on the contest, what goes into, what are they cooking, that's going to be judged, and how does that process work? I know you have a 10 of judges, but kind of walk us through what the type of meals that they're cooking to be judged, and how that process
Well,
goes.
KCBS rules, we do chicken, pork ribs, pork butt, and brisket. And at noon on Saturday is the first turn in, and we have to turn in chicken. And what we turn in is usually chicken thighs. You could do wings, you could do all kinds of chicken, but we turn in 6 samples for the judges for them to taste. Then at 12:30, it's actually 12:25 to 12:35, you turn in ribs. Same thing. You put them in a box. It really pretty, almost looks fake, but really pretty. The appearance is very important. You turn that in, and then at 1:55 to 1:05, same thing. Now you do pork roast or pork butts, same difference, and then 30 minutes later we do brisket. And it's all the same. You have to turn in a minimum of 6 samples for the 6 judges to taste. A lot of people will put 8 to 10, whatever they can fit in the box that they turn in. Right. So
that's cool. One of the things that would be kind of neat is if, and I don't know how, but I haven't been able to identify the winners sometimes with who exactly it was. So if I go back, if you could just maybe have a little banner that this is the chicken guy, this is the rib guy, this is their,
Right.
And sometimes it's neat to know as you go through that line that, hey, I'm tasting the very best chicken, or I'm tasting the very best ribs. And sometimes it's hard to get everything that they have judged, but that would be neat if we just had a little sticker that they could have on.
And actually we have a photographer that we've got coming this year that I actually made a comment to her about that, to make sure she gets the winning of each event, and then she can provide them with that picture.
That's
so next
cool.
year when they come, you're right. So
That's
they can
neat.
have it. So when people do come out and get this is the winner from last year of chicken or ribs or whatever. So.
It's one of those things. You're exactly right, Carrie. You get a lot of food too. It's one of the things, but you're so hungry because you've been smelling it for hours,
Yes.
and it's ready to go. But it's
You'd
good
be surprised
that way.
that you get 35 to 40 teams giving away samples. Some of the teams don't do that. They concentrate on just winning, but a lot of them do. But you go around there and sample, you'll get full by the end of the day. And like Carrie said, we're going to be vending our barbecue, which we still cook competition barbecue. I don't cut any corners because I'm vending. I still do competition brisket the way I would if I was still competing against these guys. So
That's great. Well, Carrie, what else do we have coming up that day to make it a full, exciting day for the guys that are health conscious and not going to eat too much barbecue?
We've implemented a couple new events to help just make a more fun-packed filled day. So we are doing a Deuces Wild Poker Fun Run this year. First year we're implementing this new 5K run, and it is a 5K. So they are doing about 3.5 miles. So it's $12 per participant. You can walk, run, or jog straight to the finish line, but there will be points or stopping points throughout the path where you'll stop and draw. You'll start out with a couple cards, and then you'll draw an additional card, and then of course the person with the best hand at the end of at the finish line there will win some great prizes. So it's another fun, great way. They'll get a race tee as well. So they're getting a shirt included for that $12. So it's a great deal. Lots of fun, poker themed, of course, with us being Sholo.
And Deuce of Clubs is wild, right?
Yes.
on that side there. That's good.
It is a Deuces Wild. And then we are also adding a 4-on-4 volleyball tournament this year as well. So we will do it at our volleyball courts that are there adjacent to the senior field. They're just across from the old pavilion. And we're registering now through April 29th or until we meet our team limit. It's $50 a team. It is a 4-player team, co-ed and women's divisions. It's a double elimination tournament, 15 years of age or older. But if you have any other questions on that, just give us a call at Parks and Rec at the 532-4141.
Now, is that going to be on the sand courts there? Or is it going to be in the concrete?
Yeah, we're going to do it on the outside sand courts
sand
out
courts
there
there.
in the park. So
Another good reason why we need good weather.
Right. So that will be exciting, to be able to watch some volleyball competition going on as well as runners and everything else that's happening. So, it's a great way to celebrate, Sholo's history and to celebrate the birthday of Sholo of that day, 63 years. There's a lot of heritage. There's a lot of things that make up Sholo, our history that we have. And I just think it's neat to be able to walk through and talk to people at that same time of where they're from and why they're here. And it's amazing how many people travel and just come up for the barbecue as well, and the people that are there. So that's fantastic. What else do we have, you want to touch base on, or anything about the barbecue or the event that's going on?
Well, just like I said, come down Friday, but just remind everybody it is free to the public. There's no charge to come on down there. Just be real careful with the teams between 12 and 1:30. Right. It's very important.
What are the tickets? How much are the tickets to buy like a 2-ounce if you want to taste that? How do they sell those generally?
they're $2 a piece, so they do get a 2-ounce portion, which I would say that's a very generous 2-ounce portion. So you definitely can. We will sell those tickets until we sell out, which we sell out every year. People can't get enough of tasting that great barbecue. But we will have terrific vendors out there as well from 11 to 5. Junior will be out there selling great food all day. So.
Now, do we have a People's Choice Award too? After they've tasted, isn't there a one that they put in where they like the best?
We do. We give them a 2-part ticket so they can redeem those tickets at the end of the night, and we have an idea of how many people participated in trying their great food. But we also give you a voting ticket, so whoever you feel had the best barbecue overall, you can go drop it in their little bucket. And then we generally give them a smoker or some type of great prize at the end for the competitor that won the People's Choice.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Carrie, we appreciate what you do here for our Recreation Department and keeping things going and excitement and making those events fun. The Kids Zone is going to be exciting this year, and because it's free, it's a great day for people to come and have things going. And Vice Mayor, we appreciate what you do and have made this a great event by making it a sanctioned barbecue day so that we can have it, constantly here as making part of our birthday party. Fantastic. So we encourage all citizens to come out and have fun on May 7th. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Anything else?
Good time.
All right. Well, stay tuned for the next segment of Inside City Hall, where we'll talk to Jeff Collins of the Sholo Public Library about the upcoming geocache event. Thank you.
Oh, that was easy.
Welcome back to Inside City Hall. Our next guest is Jeff Collins, Director of the Sholo Public Library. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks, Mayor.
Good to have you with us today. So some new things have changed here at the library. We're going to cover a little bit about the library, and then we're going to go into a geo tour event that we're going to talk about. But let's talk a little bit here about some changes that recently took place here at the Sholo Library.
Yeah, there have been a couple of exciting changes lately. The biggest one that we've are most excited about actually is the Sholo Coffee House and RGB Roasting Company. They've now opened up a space within the library, and it's generally operated when the library is open. So far it's a great business. When the library was built in 2010, we had a spot designated for a cafe, and we've just been working for the last couple of years to try to make that happen. So we're very excited that that's come to fruition. They opened just on Monday. And so far she offers a whole slew of things more than just what you would think of at a coffee shop. Not just coffees. There's sandwiches and salads. There's quiches and bagels and pastries And for people that don't drink coffee, such as myself, they have some smoothies and some other beverages that people might be interested in.
So the patrons of the library, they can, what's the library rules? Can you sip a cup of coffee while you're sitting there reading a book and
Yeah.
things that way?
Yeah, absolutely. We want people to be comfortable at the library. We want people to use the library. They can come in. They can bring their own beverages from home if they'd like. We just ask that they refrain from taking any of that food or drink to the library computers,
Right.
For example, and that they clean up after themselves, just be respectful. And so far, we've instituted that policy back in January, and so far we've had a real positive response from most people. They
That's
seem to
great.
be, they like coming in and being able to use the library, and not just, the library is not just a place to come and check out books. It's a place to meet with people. It's a gathering place. We want people to use the library.
That's great. So I could even just come by and grab a quick bite to eat and lounge for a few minutes and go my way, not even check out a book. Just
Absolutely,
enjoy the
absolutely.
thing there.
Yep.
That's great.
And one other thing I want to mention too about that, we did recently move our Arizona collection materials outside of a room, and we converted that room into a meeting room. So now we
Okay.
do have a meeting space as well
Sure.
for small groups. It'll host up to 12 people, and there's a small fee attached to that. But we're hopeful that that'll be another space that people and community organizations can use.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, appreciate what you've done there at the library. It's fantastic. Now, I know we threw something at you here, kind of expanded your role a little bit here, and it's the Route 66 White Mountain Geo Tour. What's happened there is we've worked together with the different mayors and Council Members Association of the White Mountains, which takes in Winslow, Holbrook, Snowflake, Taylor, we got Pine Top Lakeside, St. John's, Round Valley, Eager. So, and then we have Navajo County and Apache County representatives. So the idea was to create a activity or an event that could encompass the entire White Mountains joined together. And so that's kind of where the idea of a geocaching tour. Why don't you explain what geocaching is and what a geocaching tour is?
Yeah, for those people that aren't familiar with what geocaching is, it's been a worldwide phenomenon for 15 years now. And it's essentially a free, real-world outdoor treasure hunt. And players basically try to locate hidden containers, and the containers are called geocaches, or a geocache. And they use either their smartphone or a GPS device, and then they can share their experiences doing that online. And that's basically what a geocache is. A geotour is a series of geocaches tied together around a theme. So the theme might be a history or recreation, points of interest. In our case, we're trying to spotlight the wonderful things that are in our area, in the White Mountain region, as well as to Route 66 as well. As you know, we have an amazing amount of opportunities, outdoor recreational activities, and a whole slew of things. And that's what we do for the Geo Tour. There's no fixed itinerary like there is on a recreational trail or anything like that, but it's really just a series of points of interest on a self-guided, goal-oriented plan.
So people would get what's called a Geo Tour passport. That we have a website set up where you'd go in and you would register for this Geo Tour, and then these other communities are going to have their geocaches hid, and the person who goes to different communities and finds more of these geocache sites, they have a chance of scoring higher points and being registered for a potential prize at the grand finale that we're going to have.
Exactly. The passport basically functions as a logbook. Mm-hmm. So they can access the passport online or at any of the local sponsors. And that passport, you can track your progress as you hunt for these geocaches. And then you can record what they call the code words. So each cache will have a unique number, letter combination that you can then put into your passport. Once you get enough of those codes for the passport, then you can redeem it for what's called the Route 66 White Mountain Geo Tour Special Edition Geocoin.
There.
So you can get a geocoin. And the geocoin is a special coin that's created to reward those cachers who complete the tour passport by collecting those points, by finding the specific geocaches. And they can also get certain benefits by staying or eating at some of our sponsors too, at the dining and the lodging locations as well.
Right. So part of it is open for restaurants, for different sponsors. So they'll go onto our site while they're looking for these sites. Maybe they're something will pop up that, hey, if you stay at this restaurant, we'll give you a 10% off or 20% off or something like that. So the idea is to draw traffic that normally wouldn't come to our area at a different time during the season, and people can come. Some of where they've been successful, there's thousands of people who come from out of town to these events as well. And that's what we're hoping for.
Absolutely, and it's a great opportunity for local sponsors too. We're still accepting sponsors right now through April 15th. If very small buy-in levels as well to help support this event. And we're hoping to get a lot of momentum going and some great prizes at the end. And the events too, it starts for us in Show Low on May 7th at the barbecue throwdown. But the municipalities, the other areas, they have different events as well throughout the entire season. And it's going to culminate in a grand finale event at the Dome in Round Valley, and that'll be on Saturday, October 8th. And so that's a couple of months away, but it gives people an opportunity to come up, maybe even several times. They might come from outside of our area to the area and stay here, shop here, check out some of those geocaches. And also it's an opportunity for many of the local public to be able to participate in this.
I was speaking with a lady the other day that knew nothing about geocaching at all, and I kind of described to her and told her to go on the website. She did. She has a couple of teenage children and things, and she spent last Saturday spending all day long, and she said their family had the most fun they've had in a long time, and they were exhausted at the end of the day, but they had a high adventure of going throughout the community, because there's not just our geocaches, there's thousands of these that people can go in, and you can look at more difficult levels, easier levels, and we're going to have, the idea for the city of Show Low is we're going to place these geocaches in some of our pristine places that people will learn a little bit about our community as they come and find those geocaches as well.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned earlier too, it's gonna involve more than just Show Low. It's all of Navajo County and Apache County. It's going to be Eager, Show Low, Snowflake, Springerville, St. John's, Taylor, Winslow. A very large area and a lot of participation.
Well, that's exciting. Well, so we're going to kick this off look for our booth that we're going to have out there at the barbecue throwdown. There'll be more information. And do you happen to have the websites or the links where people could go to find out more about it?
I do. It's Route66WhiteMountainGeotour.com.
Okay.
It's a bit of a long URL. It's
Right.
a mouthful, but that's Route66WhiteMountainGeotour.com.
And I think the name, though, it ties together what we're trying to do here. The Route 66 is real popular for Winslow, Holbrook, the Navajo County northern area, and then the White Mountain area geology that we have here. So I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, Jeff, thanks for being our host today. We appreciate you being here and the things that you've done to make this happen.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, thank you for joining us on Inside City Hall today. Have a great day. Thank you.